And people out over the road that are going to listen to this later. I'm Danika. Some of you, all of you know me, every single one of you. How's everyone's day going?
Good.
Good?
Peachy.
Food good? Alrighty, so roundtable. I always reach out to the managers and try to gather some feedback from them on things that they would like me to touch base with, since they won't be able to say their piece since I'm doing it today, okay? So I'm gonna just talk your ear off for a little bit, all right? We're gonna start with Chris Clark. She is the glass manager. For those of you that do not know her, she is fantastic. I love her. Some of the things that she would like me to touch base on, hydration. As you guys can see, it is hot outside right now. Not only is it hot outside, it is smoky outside. So make sure that you guys are keeping up on your electrolytes and your water and stocking your truck with things in case if you break down over the road, okay? And that's not just water. Make sure you guys have, non-perishable foods, right? That kind of stuff. I guess a lot of drivers have been impacted by the higher temperatures the last couple of months, so please be proactive on your hydration. I do not want anyone in this yard collapsing on me, okay? Glass fleet. Do not take supplies off of trucks or trailers sitting in the outlying yards. If you need supplies, make a call to your dispatcher or yard lead so that we can get you what you need, okay? So if you're stealing stuff from other people, then you're leaving them in a pretty crappy place, okay? If you guys ever need supplies as well and you can't get a hold of your dispatcher or anyone in the other yards, feel free to call me or David and we will make sure we get supplies taken down for you. Any questions so far? Okay. Dispatch is going to be pushing back on you drivers, glass drivers, to get your services completed on your equipment. Some of them are past due a ridiculous amount of miles, and I will touch base with this here in a little bit, but just make sure you guys are, everyone out of the road is being aware of that. Reminder, September, I don't know, I believe it's September 1st, but it's going to be Spouse and Driver Appreciation Month. For those of you that are new or those that have not heard of it over the last year of being hired. Once a month, we do an appreciation for you guys. We appreciate you every day, 365 days a year. However, we do take 1 month to celebrate you and your spouses. There's no nominations or anything like that. We pull every single driver and we pull the spouses and put it in a big old bucket and pull names. And throughout the entire month, you will get prizes if your name is drawn. There's really cool prizes. I don't know what we're doing this year, but in the past we've done, I don't know, can you help? Like Fitbits, we've done tablets, TVs. Yeah, it's not, just, it's small things to big things. It just depends. Yeah, fun things, okay? So keep your eye out for that. Yes?
So traditionally, we have to nominate the spouses. Is that
You have to nominate the spouses?
Yes,
I thought
so
that it was just all in one pool.
It is not.
Okay.
So spouses have to be nominated, and we
Okay.
draw from that pool for the spouses. The drivers, we pull from the general pool.
Okay, thank you, Randy. So, nominate your spouse or other spouses, okay? All right, last thing that Chris would like me to touch base on, she has a huge thank you to all the drivers that are taking care of themselves, hanging in there with the weather that we are having, taking breaks when it's needed, and communicating issues that they might have before it becomes a problem. Please always communicate before it becomes a problem. Let's be proactive and not reactive, okay? Questions, comments, concerns? Moving on. Human resource, Jennifer Ford, also wonderful lady. She would like me to also bring up Employee and Spouse Appreciation Month. I already talked about that, so I'm not going to go back into that, but just another reminder. And then Kona Ice will be here at the Blackwell Yard, 8/24 of this month at 12:30 p.m. Please do not go out of route to come to the yard to get shaved ice, but if you're here or if you're going to be passing by the yard around that time frame, please stop by and walk up to the truck, ask what you need, and sit down and enjoy a nice, cold, refreshing ice thing on the 24th, okay? But please, like I said, do not go out of route. If I find out that you went out of route, I'm going to tattle on you, so don't do that. Okay. Any questions so far? Okay. Now my favorite part, maintenance. Alrighty, so touching base a little bit like with what Chris said. So PMs are becoming a little outrageous. I saw someone the other day that was almost past due by 10,000 miles on their short and full service. I will call your supervisor and I will shut you down. That's unacceptable. Not that past due. You get notified 1,000 miles before you're due, okay? So if you're reaching at the 4,000, 5,000, we understand that things happen. However, when you go past that 5,000, it's not okay, all right? Especially for the people with new trucks, that ruins the warranty on the trucks, which makes my life really, really difficult. So please take care of your PMs. Not only short and full services, but DOTs. I hate seeing past DOTs, and I will shut you down for that as well. I don't care if you're under a load. That is a DOT violation, obviously. You are notified 60 days before your DOT is due. That is 2 months. That is plenty enough time for you to work with your dispatchers and work with your time frames that you have been given and your hours of service to find a place to get it into. Please do not let your DOTs get past due, okay? If you are having a hard time with, figuring out your logs and time frames and where's a good place and all the things, feel free to call any of the supervisors. Feel free to call me, call David, call your dispatchers. We are all here to make sure that you guys are successful in a safe way, okay? It's not just DOTs, it's not just short services and full services, it's also the lubes. Now for the reefer fleet specifically, I do know that reefer services have been a really big issue to get done out over the road. We understand that, okay? We're not going to schwack you for something that you have no control over. There's a difference between not having control over a shop and a lack of, people or filters or parts in general. So just make sure that, you're reaching out to the OTR team, you're reaching out to your dispatcher and doing your due diligence and at least trying. If you try, that's all we ask for. You can come through the yard, or you can always call the parts department and ask her to send out filters to you for the reefer services. I don't know why we are having an easier time getting them and over the road is not, but it is what it is, and we are here to accommodate the best that we can, okay? Now, if you are going to call about your services, you want to make sure that you let us know your trailer number, because we're going to have a difference in the filters depending on what type of trailer you are pulling. Like I said, this is only for the reefer fleet. Lubes. So the majority of the fleets have drop-in hooks, okay? You're not normally married to your trailer. Other than commodities is normally married to their trailer. Some glass drivers are married to their trailer, and then our multi-axle guys and step deck and RGN are, okay? But the reefer fleet and some of the glass fleet is not married to their equipment, okay? So I always try to put it this way. How would you feel if you picked up a trailer that was past due by 100 days on its lube? Would that make you very happy?
No.
I didn't think so. So please don't be that person. Just try to take care of your stuff, and that way you're not passing it off to the next person. Once again, things happen, okay? You might pick up a trailer that was past due by 60 days on its lube, and you are on a time crunch. You gotta go, and you don't have time to do it. We understand. Just communicate, okay? The more communication, the better it's going to be for everyone. Any questions on PMs, anything to do with that? Okay, one last little piece because I did forget this. So on your OBC, you will be notified about your short, full, DOT, and lube. You will be notified 1,000 miles before you're due on your short and your full service. And then, like I said, the 60 days for the DOT is also for your lube. So we try to give you, plenty enough time to figure it out. Okay, pre-trips and post-trips. Crucial, right? If you're gonna go pick up a trailer that someone else just dropped, go around it. Do a thorough check. On assignment day when you come see me, I'm gonna give you a black book, and this black book is going to be specific information on your truck. So if it's Volvo, it'd be Volvo specific, Freightliner, so on and so forth, okay? Every book, it doesn't matter if you have a Volvo, Kenworth, Freightliner, there's going to be a sheet in there that's called pre-post inspection. Yes, it is about your pre-trips. That is what we ask you to look at. Your brakes, your airlines. We want to make sure that there's no damage to the trailer. If there's damage to that trailer, take note of it. Take pictures of it. So that way, if something happens and say a supervisor or someone calls you and says, hey, we noticed this damage, so you can back yourself up and say, you know what, no, I did not do this damage, but I did notice it on this date. Kind of a CYA, okay? I should have known this, but did not know this. DVIRs out over the road, and they need to be done at least twice a day. Okay, once in the morning, once at night. Do you guys know what those are? Have they touched base on DVIRs? No. Okay. DVIRs is a form on your OBC, and I think in person, or is it just over the OBC? Just OBC? Okay. Where you do a thorough pre and post trip. You're just walking around, noting anything. If there's DOT violations, you obviously want to let us know. So when you send in a DVIR, if there is a violation on there, we will shut you down and make sure that it gets done. That's just to keep you guys safe and everyone else safe out over the road. But it does need to be twice a day. Okay. Going back to taking pictures of, equipment and stuff like that. So how many times do you guys would you say on a load that you would get out to go to the restroom or to get, food or so on and so forth? Probably a lot. How often do you think you're going to go out and check your equipment after you went to the bathroom and came back? Correct. That is the correct answer. Every single time. Every single time you leave that truck and you come back, I want you to do a thorough walk around. It might seem time consuming at that moment, but you never know if someone messed with your trailer. You never know if maybe you missed something prior, or if some sort of debris hit your trailer or your truck on the way, and you just want to make sure before you start heading back over the road that you're making sure that your equipment is safe. Okay. Now, say you're at a Love's in Fresno, okay, and you get out, you do your business, and you come back and you notice that there's graffiti or someone messed with your airlines. I want you to take pictures immediately and immediately call driver services, okay? Once again, that goes back to the communication thing. The more that we know, the more that we can protect you, the more we can have your back. You can also, I don't expect you guys to keep the pictures in your phone, right? Because that would be a lot of just unnecessary storage and usage. Send it to the driver services texting number. Okay, it'll go into the mailbox users. We'll all see it, and then that way we have the documentation to support you. Okay, any questions? Great. Okay, service requests. I talked to some of you. Most of you guys know out over the road, but I'm going to go ahead and reiterate it again because service requests have been a really huge issue lately. Please, 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 if you know you're coming through the yard and you know that you need maintenance worked on, please send in a service request. It's going to be located on your OBC. It's about this big. There's going to be a button called Forms. You're going to press that button. The next button is going to be called CSCP Maintenance. What does that stand for, Danika? Central Point Maintenance. For you guys that I've already told on Tuesday, but I'm going to say it again. That is home base. We are in Central Point. Okay, it's where you're going to bring your equipment. It's where you're going to come here. This message that is done on here auto generates to an email to me and that one right there. See him over there? Okay, the one that comes for the food. Yes, we get those. Okay, so when it comes into our email, we print it out and then we make sure that it goes in the correct box to whomever mechanic is going to be the best person to work on it. We do take in walk-ins. Obviously, we understand things happen. However, the more that I know ahead of time, the easier it's going to be. So say Mr. McGee's coming in and he says his fridge isn't working. I'm going to make sure that we either have a fridge on order or we have one in stock. I just had a driver come in on Monday or Tuesday, and he needed his fridge worked on, and we won't even get that fridge until this evening. So the earlier that I know, the more I can work with my parts department and make sure that we have everything ready to go to make it an easier transition to get you out of the shop. Okay. Service requests. I understand that, you guys don't necessarily know your time frames all that well, but the closest that you guys can get and the more accurate you can get, the better I can do my job. Please note that if you put that you're going to be here for 30 minutes and you need your radiator done, it ain't going to happen in 30 minutes. That's unrealistic, okay? So try to think about what repairs you're needing to get done based off of the clock that you're going to be running against, okay? If you're not aware of how long it might take, call me, ask me that question. I will let you know. Or I'm going to say, that's a really great question, and let me get David on the phone, because sometimes I'm not always going to know the answer. Radiators don't take 30 minutes, so please don't send in a service request for 30 minutes or something like that. The more communication too with your service requests is important. So if you are I use this as an example every time. If you send in a service request that says all bad, what am I going to do with that? I need more information. If you give me 2 hours and tell me everything's bad on your truck, I'm not going to be able to get through that in 2 hours. And you drive the truck. I don't drive the truck. So tell me what's all bad. Is it your brakes? Is it your shocks? Do you need an alignment? All of these things are crucial for me to know. Because guess what? If you need an alignment, I got to let the dealership know at least the day before, and it's got to be through a certain time frame. So just communicate those things. I'm not asking you to type an entire novel. I'm just asking to cliff notes, the situation. I had someone in driver services call me today for a driver who wanted to touch base on his service request to make sure I understood. Left me a very detailed voice message. Great, I appreciate that. So, if I don't answer, just let me know what's going on, and if I have questions, I will call you back and make sure that we go over it together. Questions, comments, concerns? Okay. We have some new faces in the shop and driver services, okay? This is mainly for people out over the road who are familiar with everyone. Obviously, new faces to you. You're a new face to us as well. Please say hello. Be welcoming. This is, a transition for everyone. We just had there was a trucking industry or company that just closed their doors. So we've had a lot of people coming in, trying to get jobs and all the things. So just, everyone's really going through a hard time in life right now. So let's try to be the positive in the chaotic world, okay? The ones that are up in driver services, they're doing great. They're doing absolutely fantastic. I'm going to shout out Nick. I'm going to shout out Charles. I'm going to shout out Justin. I mean, they've all been doing such a fantastic job, and their goal is to serve you guys in the way that you need helped, right? So just keep that in mind when you're calling and you're having a rough night and you're frustrated, that we are here to help you. We are not your enemy. We just want to support you and keep you safe, okay? As well as the shop. So we have a bunch of new mechanics that have came in as well. They're killing it. They're amazing. I absolutely adore every single one of my mechanics. So if you see some people, introduce yourself, and the next thing you know, maybe you'll create a friendship. Okay, Miss Brittany Whaley. She wanted me to touch base about insurance. So we renewed in June. You should, but in your truck is going to be a white book. It should have your truck number on it. I want you to open it up. I want you to find your insurance and make sure that it's got the correct date. If it does not have that, I want you to call Brittany. I'm going to say it 3 times. Her phone number is 541-727-3536. One more time. 541-727-3536. Brittany, she is licensing and compliance. She is wonderful. We love her, and she is more than willing to help you guys with anything that you need. So just reach out to 541-727-3536. Okay. Other than that, I know that I touched base with you guys a little bit on Tuesday, about who I am and how long I've been here. But I've been here a little over 4 years. I love my job. It makes me want to rip my hair out some days, but as you can see, I'm not balding, so I love it a lot. It's a lot of fun. We're not always going to see eye to eye. You're going to come in and you're going to be frustrated about something, and I get it. But we are a team here, and we treat people with respect and the way that we would want to be treated. So if you're having an issue, please come talk to me, because if I don't know you have an issue, how am I supposed to make it better? Okay? Sorry, work's calling me. I really do enjoy this company. I think that no matter what company you go to, you're going to have the positives and the negatives, right? But at some point you have to take into consideration, are the positives outweighing the negative, right? In this place, the positives outweigh the negative all day. I love working here. It's you've met a lot of people that I now have lifelong friends and family, and we are a very family-oriented company, which used to make me cringe when people would talk about, their work family. I didn't. But then I started working here, and I get it. So we're gonna fight. We're gonna fight like brothers and sisters, and we're gonna get mad at each other, and then we're gonna make up and sing Kumbaya, and everything's gonna be great. In the shop is me and David sitting in the front office, and then we've got Cass as our only parts person during the week. On the weekends, we've got Dave Priddle. Dave Priddle was a glass driver for, I believe, about over 20 years. Very knowledgeable. So if you need him at all, he is here Saturday, Sunday, Mondays, and he is here from like 6 to 3, 7 to 4 around that time. So if it's on a Sunday, especially for people out over the road, if it's a Sunday and you need a jump start, or you locked yourself out of your truck, or you need a part or anything along those lines, go find Dave Priddle, bang on the back of the parts counter, door, and he should come running to help you, okay? So that's a little bit about me. I've done a little bit throughout the company. I want to continue to grow with the company. If we could go around and just say who you are and, you know, something that you've enjoyed about working with Combined, then we'll wrap it up and get done. Okay? Mr. David.
David, I'm the shop foreman. I run the shop. One thing she did not touch base on that I'd like to bring up, we're gonna have new shop hours. So we have guys here from 5 a.m. and we're gonna have guys here till 6 p.m. now. So we are gonna be able to take work all the way until 6. That's all I got.
Just in case if microphone didn't pick it up, David is correct. We are expanding our hours. So realistically, we should be open from 6 to 6. Yeah. So back to normal hours. Back when the shop was 6 to 6, we'll be doing that. And I think eventually we might try to grow those hours. But for now, we're just going to start with 6 to 6. I wouldn't say this next week. When are we starting that for sure?
Next week.
Okay, so next Monday, send in your service requests. We won't take anything past 6 o'clock though, okay? Yes, sir.
How many mechanics do you
Oh, Lordy.
22.
22?
have? Jeez.
Look at you.
Wow.
That knowledge. Yeah. Yeah, we've got a lot, and we're still growing. So we've got everything from, we've got a detailer. We've got people that have been here for 26 plus years that can fabricate on 30-year-old trailers. I've got people that can, lube trailers and the whole 9 yards. We've got a guy named Mark. Shout out to him. He's newish, but he rebuilt our engines for us. So we are really looking to grow as a shop and be able to accommodate more. Actually, speaking about that, so David started last October, and we did not have all the insight for the trucks. We now have all the insight for the trucks. So instead of me sending you down to the dealer for a check engine light that I can't address, we can now hook up and figure out what that code is. Okay, that was a huge win. We're working on some bigger projects behind the scenes, and as we grow them and they become not so much dreams but realistic and they're going to happen, we'll share those things with you too. But there is going to be a lot of new exciting things that the shop is going to be getting into. Okay, so stay tuned for that. Anyways, moving on. Sir, what's your name?
I'm Dylan. I'm a flatbed driver.
How do you like Combined?
Flagstaff, Arizona. Just started here about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, you like it?
Oh, I love it.
Good,
I love it.
good.
McGee OTR flatbed. I can say about Combined that it's been a real support for me and my family. It's very welcoming, and everybody here will be there for you.
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree. It's a positive thing to say, McGee. Thank you. And you?
Bill Reefer from Arizona.
How do you like Combined so far?
It's treated me good so far.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's still new, but
Yeah,
good. I'm glad.
good.
Good. What's your name?
Wyatt Reefer.
How do you like Combined?
I like it.
Yeah?
More family oriented than
Yeah, it is very
everywhere
family
else I've
oriented.
been, so
Good. Well, I hope you continue to enjoy it. Mr. back there, what's your name?
Bobby Ramirez, Wichita, Texas, Glass Division, dedicated.
And it's like day 2 for you, so how are you liking it so far though?
I've already caught it up. I'm just like waiting to get hands on.
Yeah, get going.
Yeah,
Totally get it.
thank you.
Hi, what's your name?
My name's Randy. I'm in training.
You're in training for like 25 years of training, or how's that going? Yeah.
24 years.
Nice. What do you like about Combined? Honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
They are family oriented,
Yeah.
and they don't, like being treated with respect
Yeah.
instead of like a dog.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Ma'am, what's your name back there?
Brittany.
Hi.
Hello.
What do you like about Combined?
Again, I think it is very family oriented, but I also think that there's bring to like when you make a mistake, they accept it. You know,
Right.
a lot of accountability and everything within working with the company.
Yeah.
I enjoy it very much.
Good. Good. Well, I enjoy you being here.
Me too.
Do you want me to call on you? What's your name, sir?
Tyler, I do marketing.
Nice. What do you like about Combined?
The atmosphere,
Yeah.
the people,
Nice. Being put on the spot?
love that.
Yeah, I knew it. What's your name?
I'm Toby and I'm here for Reefer.
Yeah.
I've been learning a lot.
Good.
Seems like a company that cares.
Yeah, we do. I know that, a lot of companies, when you start out, they sugar you up and make you feel all good, but it will continue to be that way. We don't just butter you up, just throw you out in a truck, and we don't look at our drivers as here's the deal. I'm not going to learn your truck numbers. I'm going to learn your name, okay? And then I'm going to get to know you, and I want to get to know your family and who you are as an individual, and that is how Combine works. So welcome, and I'm glad that so far you have been really enjoying it. Hi.
Ronald Armour from North Carolina. And,
Nice.
I want this to be my last company.
Your last company? Well, I hope we are your last company.
So far.
Good. You're enjoying it?
Yep.
Good, good. Okay, well, it was great meeting all of you. It was great talking to the people out over the road. If anyone needs anything, please give me a call. My phone number is 541-727-3511. I am here Monday through Friday. I'd like to say 8 to 4, but honestly, it's 8-ish to 4-ish. So call me if you need anything, and it was really